Today I am joined with Riviera. We're going to be doing reactions to the YouTube channel rslash, who puts out videos every day, and he reads Reddit stories. You should totally check him out. He is amazing. And we're going to be playing Overwatch while doing it, so we're just going to dive right in. This one is rslash am I the butthole for... And this one is, am I the butthole for sending my parents to jail? So here we go.
You really shouldn't feel bad about this open jail. I'm a 29-year-old woman, and my parents have always been in financial trouble. Something that I've never been able to understand because they both have a really generous salary, more than 3 times my own. Because of these financial troubles, my aunt, uncles, and grandma have lended them money over the years. We were evicted a couple of times that I know of. We've had the water, the electricity, and the internet cut. Many things that, over the years, I admit have affected my emotional and mental health. All of this has made my relationship with my parents very difficult over the years. Even more so when they would take advantage of me by making me pay for things with the money that I earned working during the holidays to pay for college, or making me call my grandma to ask her for money. And all of this while my mom used the money to spend on whatever she could in purses or jewelry.
I'm gonna stop right there. That's fucked up.
Beyond belief.
The moment I became an adult, they started to sign the bills under my name without my permission, mostly because their credit was so bad that the companies wouldn't allow them to sign with their own names. When I figured it out,
So you're gonna fuck up her credit? Or their credit?
About it, and I just let it go because I couldn't deal with it. Fast forward to the present day, and because of the coronavirus situation, I was looking forward to the money from my income tax return. Because my salary had gone down, so this money would have helped a lot. Instead of receiving a tax return, I received a letter from a courthouse saying that my money had been confiscated. I immediately phoned my mom, and she said that she didn't know anything about it, but she'll fix it. Since I don't trust her at all, I called the court myself, and then they explained to me that during the last year, there's been a process against me by a company that I owe money from unpaid bills. All the papers had been sent to my parents, who had signed and taken them. The debt wasn't paid with the money from the tax income, so part of my salary from now on will be confiscated too until it's fully paid. So my parents stole my identity to contract a bill under my name, didn't pay for it. And when the company claimed that debt through lawyers and a judge, they kept all the papers from me, which is also illegal. Apparently waiting for all of it to be fixed by itself. My mother said it was her right to put it under my name because I'm her daughter and it's my duty to help with the family burdens.
That's not how this works! That is not how that works. At all. You can't just say, oh, you're my daughter, I can do whatever I want. That's not how this works.
It's really not.
I officially do not feel bad about OP sending their parents to jail. I really don't.
And after really nasty words from her side of my sister, who said that I'm ungrateful and selfish, I haven't
check out my new spray.
I'm in the middle of a global pandemic with my salary already low, paying for a debt that isn't mine. My friends and boyfriends say that I should talk to the police and stop all this because otherwise
you should.
they'll keep doing it, and I'm afraid that they will. So will I be the butthole if I speak with the court, even if it means that my parents, age 70 and 63, could go to jail?
Nope.
You are absolutely not the butthole here.
I agree.
If your sister thinks that what your parents did was totally fine, then they can open up bills in her name. And regarding going to the police, I will definitely agree that you need to take some steps to protect yourself. Going to the police is kind of the nuclear option, and if you take that step, then I would imagine that your relationship with your parents will be irreparably damaged. But that being said, is your relationship with your parents not good to begin with? Probably not.
Here's the thing.
Yeah, I do think going to the police would be justified.
Here's the thing that I'm going to add to what rslash is saying. Well, yes, I agree. Going to the cops is definitely the nuclear reaction. what they're doing is highly illegal, and it is ruining the original posters credit, like, completely. So having having her credit being ruined, or his or her, whatever, credit being ruined because of their parents. Like, what happens if you want to try and get a mortgage? What happens if you want to try and buy a house? What happens if you want to put bills in your own name? Like, literally, you can't do any of this because of your parents. Go to the cops. Trust me.
They should have never done that in the first place.
Yeah, that's illegal. That is highly illegal. That is hella illegal. Also, my ult's ready. I just got a new trophy, charge.
I've had that one for a while. It's actually pretty fun.
Are you taking your Bastion for a walk?
Yes, I'm taking my Bastion for a walk.
I'm going to protect my Mercy.
Shit!
You know what? I killed the Tracer. Also, it was not the Tracer that killed me. It was the Ashe that killed me.
You need healing. Get over here, you dumbass. Sorry. Get over here.
Hey!
Oh shit. Oh. Is that a second victory for us, or what? First?
The one thing I do not like about my camera situation now is that all of you guys, it looks like I'm looking up because the camera is down under my TV because of the new TV stand that I have, so I really don't like that. But anyway, on to the next Reddit story.
At a bare minimum, OP, you need to freeze your credit right now.
Oh yeah.
Am I the one for telling my parents to pay me back my college tuition if they want a relationship? I was raised by parents who believed religiously and just culturally in rigid gender roles. Dad should work and mom should stay home with the kids. I'm the only girl and have 3 brothers. Because of their expectation that I'd stay home with the kids, they never valued my education, educational achievements, or emphasized things beyond domestic skills. I'm the second youngest. By the time I was in high school, my 2 older brothers had gone off to the colleges of their choice, with my parents fully covering tuition, books, an off-campus apartment, and other living expenses. They eventually did the same for my younger brother. I was told I wasn't allowed to apply for college. I did so in secret and got accepted with a partial scholarship. I didn't tell them I was moving out until a week before I left, with essentially nothing more than a few friends gave to me that their parents bought them for college. I took engineering and had to work, take on debt, and
God damn it.
My parents and I have barely spoken for years. I'm married now and expecting our first child. They asked me
Fuck me.
and they said that they were sorry if they caused me pain, but they would like a relationship now. I asked them specifically what they were sorry for. They wouldn't elaborate, just said they wanted to move forward. I said that wasn't sufficient. In the end, I said that they could prove that they were sorry by forwarding me the $100,000 my degree and college expenses were, just like they did for my brothers. My mom burst into tears, and my dad said I wasn't being serious, and I just left. Since then, I've been getting calls from my brother telling me I'm being immature and hurtful. I don't think so
agree. Like, no, the poster is definitely not the asshole in this situation. However, the parents are.
The parents are.
But, yeah, those parents are. You're not allowed to go to college. And my parents told me if you don't go to college, I'm kicking you out. More or less.
Why did you automatically go to shoot me?
I was checking to see if there was anyone behind us, and in case there was, I was just going to spray them while I was turning.
Mean fair. Boosting.
My ult is almost ready. My ult is ready.
Go for it.
Come on. I just fucked that Bastion's day up.
That Bastion's like, oh shit, getting boosted. No, no, no.
The Mercy killed me, but I killed her. Or I at least got the assist for killing her.
May killed me.
Yeah, I killed the May.
Shinko. Get. God damn it. Get up.
Our Reaper needs to calm down. Clearing the area. I'm in the zone. Aw, my neighbor's home with their little boy.
Is there any other r/slash entitled
Yeah.
parents?
Yeah. Well, this one's Am I the Asshole, but we can do an entitled parents one next.
I've watched so many of those entitled parent ones. It hurts.
I don't wanna.
I'm gonna give this to the Hitsugaya.
Entitled parents, let's go. My video is not sponsored by Raycon.
Entitled mother expects other people to give her a free vacation. Our next Reddit post is from Anchor McDaddy.
We're just kind of too lazy to pay for YouTube Red because fuck YouTube.
But due to management at the time, we had to do a deep clean. So we closed at 8 and we gave considerable notice as there were signs everywhere letting people know. But then there's the blind driver who passed all 7 signs, not noticing a single one. I'm on the headset of the drive-thru. I hear the beep that someone's at the order station and say, "Hello, welcome to McDonald's. Unfortunately, we're closed at the moment. I'd like a fish finger happy meal and a large quarter-pounder meal with a Diet Coke, please." I'm sorry, ma'am. We can't provide any service at the moment because we just closed for maintenance and deep cleaning tonight. What do you mean? This is an all-day, all-night McDonald's. Yeah, we are. However, this was the business manager's decision, ma'am. I can't provide any service at this time. I'm posted here to let the customers know that we're closed just in case they miss the signs outside. I don't like your tone. I'd like to see your manager. Of course.
Oh god, it's a Karen!
I go to the manager and explain the situation. He takes the headset and I grab
Why?
a square. Hello, this is the manager for tonight. What seems to be the issue? I'd like to order, please. Ma'am, my crew member explained that we're closed at the moment for maintenance and deep cleaning. You're gonna have to find another McDonald's that's open, right? The one in X and the other in the city center. It's my son's birthday today, and I want to treat him. Ma'am, I understand that, but none of our
I'm sorry, what?
service.
My dude, just go to another McDonald's. It's not that big of an issue.
First of all, hold up. It's her kid's birthday, so she wants to treat him, so she's buying him McDonald's.
Okay, I had my birthday party at McDonald's once when I was little, and it was back when they had like the cool McDonald's toys, and if you had your birthday there, you got like this cool like action figure, and my grandmother and I both ended up getting, what was it? Inspector Gadget action figures.
Inspector Gadget. Doo-doo-doo-doo-doo. I want to see how many people go like, that's not Inspector Gadget music.
Inspector Gadget, Inspector Gadget.
I purposely just did the Ghostbusters one just so I could watch people go like, that's not Inspector Gadget.
Boop, boop. Go away. I've got to figure out a new, like, setup for my camera because I do not like this angle at all. Hello? Oh. It's like, why did we stop? Are we being attacked?
No, it's just a door.
This is going to be a very quick match.
Yeah, with me just going, I'm boosting you. It's constant. It never ends.
It's a song that never ends. Goes on and on, my friend. Bye, Reaper. After we react to this last video, there is something else I want to do while we're on here.
Okay.
I'll explain it in a minute.
No!
Oh! Holy shit! Give it to the magical story.
I like how all of us pressed one for each of them at the same time. That was so cool.
There we go. Well, I fixed the camera angle for the moment, at least. This is not a professional YouTube channel by any means. Y'all can enjoy my Pokemon in the background.
Wait, we were supposed to be professional?
No.
Oh, not enough players.
So I didn't mention the vacation and just said goodbye before leaving. The next day I called my good friend Megan because she has two kids who are older than my sister's kids and very well behaved. And she's a single working mom who I figured could use the vacation.
Oh, there's not enough players. Go away.
And she said yeah. So I offered to invite her along if she paid for gas while I paid for food, and she happily agreed.
I want to wave at them.
I got a pretty good tan. We ate lots of buffet food, swam at the beach, and did plenty of family fun.
Hey, be nice.
Before coming back. Her kids are super sweet, and it didn't feel like I was babysitting at all, even when I was helping Megan with them. After I got home, I posted some pictures I took, and before lunch even rolled around on my first day back at work, my sister was blowing up my phone. I knew that ignoring her calls would just prolong the inevitable, so I answered. I barely got past hello before she was asking me how the hell I could afford a vacation. I told her it was a raffle prize. She asked who
Fair.
I'm torn to my sister for lying to her and also hurting her kids' feelings like that. Getting their hopes up about a vacation and then dashing them by saying I ruined it and they couldn't go. I wasn't there, but Mom said that my sister threw a huge fit and basically trash talked me all afternoon. The only thing that I really feel bad about was my sister getting my niece and nephew's hopes up like that. OP, I love how your sister said that you know that.
Wow, OP's sister is an actual trash dragon. Like, damn.
That's mean they're all crotch goblins.
I said crotch demon. Or, I don't know. I didn't say crotch goblin. I don't know what the fuck I said. Trash demon. That's what I said. Trash demon.
Trash dragon. Yeah, trash dragon. You're like, oh, what trash dragons?
Yeah. Like, I'm sorry. When did you invite me? Because I'm not babysitting your fucking kids on my fucking vacation. Go fuck yourself. God. Ugh. Okay.
A vacation, which basically proves your point that she had every intention of giving you the kids and treating it as her own personal vacation.
Yep.
Next Reddit post is from Tunisia. Long story short, my brother moved to a city 3 hours away to study law, and since his wife wanted to come back to this city, her family and social network is centered in the area where I live. They decided to come back here for him to pass his bar. The issue is that the apartment they were supposed to move into suddenly became unavailable due to unforeseen events, and as a result, they had to move to my temporary lodging. For reference, me and my parents bought a duplex a few years back, and I live in the upstairs unit and they occupy the first floor. There's a bachelor room in the basement for guests to use. When my parents learned about the apartment issue that my brother, his wife, and kids were going through, they offered to lodge them temporarily in the basement in exchange for a relatively low rent.
Fair.
My brother had not been an entitled parent. This 3-month situation could have been perfectly fine as they had everything that they needed in the basement. They had a shower, a cooking range, and a fridge, and had a separate bedroom for the parents. But no.
That's a nice setup.
Of course, they had to take over mine.
Yeah, I know. I'm like,
parents'
what the hell?
space.
What's wrong with that setup?
Despite having a brand new shower in the basement, my kids don't like the shower down there, so they've several times forced my hand so they'd be able to use my bathtub to clean their kids. One time, they rang my doorbell while I was taking a bath after a long day's work, which forced me to run for a towel and then empty the bath water to refill it completely. Hello, Waterville. Also, they apparently once came while I wasn't at home. And the way I know this is that the temperature of my AC unit had been tampered with. I guess it was too cold in the house for his precious children. Then, 2 days ago, he decided that the Wi-Fi connection in the basement, which he doesn't pay for by the way, wasn't strong enough. So he unplugged our router and tried plugging in his router in order to better redirect Wi-Fi to the basement. This caused every single smart device in the house to stop functioning, including smart doorbells, all the lights, and smart plugs. Also, the deal with my parents to pay rent fell through, and he snaked out of paying for all 3 months that he was there. My parents only got a month and a half's worth of rent. And finally, my parents had to make a decision regarding our very old 16-year-old Bichon dog, who had become rather ill recently. And he felt like he had a word in the matter. He just casually told them that they should just get rid of it and move on. This is a dog that my mother considered her baby.
Nope. That brother can go fuck himself.
He's dead to me.
I'm sorry. Like, people's pets a lot of the time are in fact their children, and I'm so sorry. Like, I cried when we had to get rid of my dog, who didn't even like me. Like, he bit me all the time. This dog hated me. And I cried when we got rid of him. He got really sick, and we had to put him down, but the vet was like, I think I can fix him. Do you mind if I take him for my mom who wants a lap dog? And we're like, sure. But no, this dude can go fuck himself.
He's not even paying any bills. He can get bent.
And not even kindly, like he can rudely get bent. The enemy Ryan lived through our Hanzo's ult only to die by my gun.
He's finally leaving in a few days. I honestly don't
Right.
Our next written post is from Todd in Japan. My grandma has a spare key to my parents' house. She's had it since me and my sister were little, so she could come babysit us when our mom was working evenings. She doesn't need the key anymore since me and my parents are adults now and have moved out, and I guess my parents have forgotten about it. So I was visiting my parents over the summer, and on 2 occasions my grandma showed up at the house unannounced when I was the only one home. She didn't knock, she just unlocked the door and walked straight in and went to my room, also without knocking. The first time she snuck up on me while I was gaming and scared the bejesus out of me. Fast forward like a week. I was once again home alone and I went to my room for some alone time, so to speak. There I was doing my deed when I suddenly thought I heard something, so I stopped for a short while and listened. But I didn't hear anything anymore, so I continued. A minute later, someone rips the door open, and it was my grandma, and there I was, spanking the monkey with adult videos on my phone.
That's a way to put it. Well then.
My business,
Oh god.
It looked shocked, like she had just seen a ghost. Then she closed the door and walked away, and I could hear her from the kitchen saying something like, "Stop that! Get dressed and come out of here, you little perv!" I did as she said and got dressed and left my room to speak with her. She was mad, and the conversation went like this. "I'm so sorry, but you can't just walk in like that. I had the key, and you weren't opening when I knocked because you're in your room perving yourself. But you can't come as you want without permission. It's not your house." "It's not your house either. It's my daughter's, and I can do whatever I want."
Oh god, Grandma, no.
"No, you can't. Why do you even still have the key?" "That's beyond the point, young man.
No, it's not.
You're committing blasphemy. You should stop that sick behavior and focus on getting married. And also, I'm gonna press charges for sexual harassment. You exposed yourself to me. That's illegal. And I'm gonna press charges for trespassing. I'm just gonna show the security footage of the front door camera. And by the way, I can do what I want with my own body in my free time." "No, you can't. That's sick and disgusting. I'm going to tell your mom that you exposed yourself to me." "So, you mean that you're gonna speak to my manager?" No, I said your mom. You bet she's gonna ground you for this."
Boop.
"You know that you're and I'm 25.
Okay, I got
my mom
fucked.
would care anyways after I show her the front door footage if you're just walking in without knocking." "Whatever, you're still in big trouble, you nasty perverts." Then she stormed out and slammed the door. And I saw her messing with something by the door, probably trying to reach the front door camera. And I later saw in the footage her trying to jump for the camera. Kind of funny seeing a 5-foot-tall, 70-year-old lady jumping and punching for something just out of reach. And I also saw her walking in without knocking and unlocking the door. It was the first thing she did when she got to the door. I called my mom after she left and told her the story. I didn't tell her about my private time, of course. I said that I was changing clothes and happened to be naked when my grandma opened the door. My mom laughed and said she's gonna take the spare key back or change the locks. I still don't know if my grandma has talked to my mom yet after this incident, since it happened fairly recently. I've returned to my apartment since then, so I'm kind of curious on how my mom would ground me. And then Opie posted an update. My grandma called my mom the next day and yelled at her for raising such a pervert of a son. She actually lied about what happened and said that I was walking around naked and that I answered the door and started to perv on myself in front of her. And that I scared her for life, and that she thought that I was going to attack her sexually and all kinds of made-up BS. She said that I'm going to jail for this, and that I'm probably an abuser in disguise. My mom laughed at her and said that doesn't sound like anything Opie would do, and why would he do such a thing in front of his own grandma? She said that she was just lying, and that I told her the truth, and that her claims are ridiculous. My mom was also kind of pissed that she called me a potential whore, but she didn't see any point in arguing about it because my grandma will always think that she's in the right no matter what you do. My mom will probably change the locks and not say anything to my grandma because getting the spare key back is...
I'm streaming. I'm streaming. Ooh, thank you. Speaking of grandmothers, thank you. Speaking of grandmothers, thank you. Mine brought me a smoothie.
Oh, smoothies.
That grandmother in that video is awful. Holy shit. That is awful. Alrighty. Well, on that note, our video is going to take a fun turn. So, this is something I've been wanting to do for a while with Riviera, because she's a big a fan of the Overwatch lore as I am. Today, ladies and gents, we are going to break down the Overwatch lore for you and tell you how we think about different characters, or what we think about different characters, and which ones are bullshit, which ones are not, and maybe add a little bit of a weapons breakdown in there, particularly for Hanzo with his bow. So
The bow is pretty accurate. It's the whole entire thing of, like, my main problem is Junkrat's ability to survive his own explosions.
Yeah. And for those of you who don't know, Riviera is actually an archer. So she does know what she's talking about when it comes to Hanzo's bow. However, Junkrat's abilities to survive his own explosions is bullshit.
And D.Va's, they basically described, what was the core of D.Va's engine on the thing? Oh yeah. Wasn't it like almost nuclear fission?
I think so.
Yeah, so in all honesty, she's piloting something that could wipe out a city because she used it in her thing, in her like trailer to destroy a monster. But yet, I'm not seeing any of the damage that's happening that should be happening by like a concussive force of that magnitude. But we're gonna push that aside to actually do the information dump.
Yeah. So we will start with let's just start with everybody's favorite Jack. The more and more I look into the lore of Overwatch, the more and more I absolutely despise this man. How to put this nicely? He likes to think that he's the best soldier and blah blah blah. He's about... Now, all of y'all keep your panties on, okay? I freaking love Captain America, don't get me wrong. He's my baby. I love Steve Rogers. But Jack is about as much of a super soldier as Steve Rogers was before he went through his little change. Alright? Jack was never a good soldier beforehand. He is a yes man. He is not a soldier, he's a yes man. The only reason he got that promotion is because he says yes to everything. And as much as I know Sarge would say no to this, and as much as I'm sure other people will say no to this, he literally only got the promotion because he was white. The reason he got the promotion is... And what'd you say, Riviera?
Because he looked like a good soldier.
Yeah. AKA because he's white. And because he's a yes man. Half of the shit that they got into is because of him.
Yeah.
Y'all know, you all can tell I don't play Ashe often. I forgot about her off abilities. But, yeah. While Gabe at first was very, relieved that he didn't get the promotion because he was tired of being the head. Of the one being in charge and everything.
No one
At the end of the day, the only reason that Jack got it is because he was a yes man. But Gabe is the one that took the entirety of Blackwatch and built that ground up. He built the entirety of it up with his own bare hands. He picked who was in it. He picked who did what. He formed bonds with every single member of the team. Like, very close bonds that you could tell it's breaking his brainwashing. Because some of the things that, if you pay attention to the comments that Gabe makes, when a ally member does something, like when an ally, Jesse, kills an enemy Ash, Gabe goes, "'Bout time, kid." When
He also says that for Genji whenever he kills Hanzo.
And when a ally Tracer kills a enemy Widowmaker, he says, "Nice shot, kiddo." Like, Tracer and Gabe were very close. I've got Bob. But, yeah, that's my 2 cents on the super soldier. Riviera?
I don't get. My mama raised me never to say anything if it's not nice.
You and I both know that's bullshit. You'll say whatever you want.
I mean, you're right. You're right. Yeah, if Captain America was in that universe, I'm pretty sure he'd just be so pissed.
If Captain America was in this universe, he'd take one look at Jack and be like, "You are the epitome of everything that I hated growing up." Jack reminds, the more I look at Jack, the more he reminds me of the people that used to beat Steve up before he became a super soldier.
But yeah.
Like, and Steve actually has morals. When Steve realized that all the shit that was going on was actually very bad for his team, he looked at his superior officers, flipped them a metaphorical bird, and dipped. What did 76 do? He ran Overwatch into the ground and is the entirety of the reason that Overwatch was shut down in the first place.
Yeah.
He caused such a rift that there was actually what is basically a civil war between Overwatch and Blackwatch. Because everyone in Blackwatch finally realized that Jack is a terrible person and all of his orders are bull. Now Gabe, on the other hand, I feel bad for Gabe. Gabe just wanted to be... Gabe is someone who went into... is like the person who goes into the war because they have to, and they feel the need that they have to. However, they don't necessarily have the mentality for it. At least in my opinion.
Yeah.
Because Gabe realized that there was a need, that there needed to be someone there for the Omnic crisis, that they needed to take care of it. But the decisions that he made, and the choices that he made to protect his team, and to protect the world, really, against the Omnics, took its toll on him. And then he was betrayed by everyone that actually, you know, he thought gave a damn. Ha! Die, bitch.
Hey, just gonna drop this on the tangent. Do you think if Torbjorn worked here, we could say it was a small world after all? I mean, I'm not wrong.
And on that, it brings me to Ash, because what you guys might not know is that Torbjorn was actually in Deadlock.
Well, he's got the skin for it. I think he might have been part of the sting operation to get more information.
Either way, it's gonna bring me into this. Ash is not as bad as everyone thinks. Is she, by all technicality, a terrorist? Kind of. But at the end of the day, she actually just wants to protect the only people that she deems as family, which is her gang. Because her parents were so emotionally abusive. But Riviera knows more about her backstory than I do, so I'll let her take over.
From what I gathered from, like, the only piece that they actually had of information is basically she was a teenager when she practically started. I think she started Deadlock with Jesse.
She did. They founded it together.
Yeah, they founded it together, but the whole entire thing was she didn't actually get to spend a lot of time with her family. Like, her mom and dad were distant and everything else, so Bob was basically the only thing that was constant in her life.
And they have videos that are side videos for like the cinematic and intros that are like talk about like the origins of each of the characters, and the one for Ash actually shows her sitting in this giant ass dining room at this table by herself because her parents were gone yet again. And it shows her, and it showed her growing up at different stages of her life, and Bob was literally the only one there. When she got arrested the first time, Bob was the one that came and got her.
Yeah.
So Ash, in my opinion, is not as bad as a lot of people think.
It's just the fact that she started basically what she could consider the closest thing to a family, and then she was fighting for keeping that together.
Mm-hmm. Which brings us to Jesse McCree. That man. As most of you probably know, I love Jesse. And if you don't, well, now you do. So... Diva! So... Jesse... never really had a chance as a kid growing up. He was brought in to be, like, you know, he was kind of raised to be a hooligan. He didn't really even have parents to teach him to not be a hooligan in the first place. And... Go ahead.
Didn't they basically, like when the intro came out for him, they didn't, like actually ever prove out the fact that if he did or didn't have parents, which...
Yeah. But it was made pretty clear that even if he did, they were absentee at best. I'm being a dick.
I got booped.
Boop.
Bullshit, we know that guy. Spider-Man!
Spider-Man, Spider-Man, does whatever a Spider-Man does.
Yeah, that's it. Get away from that teammate.
Go down, Moira. Go down, Moira!
Bullshit.
Also, can we just say Moira is one of the most androgynistic characters in ever in Overwatch.
I
Like, I
thought it was a
straight,
girl.
for the longest time, thought Moira was a dude. And the spray self-experimentation does not help.
No, it doesn't.
However, Moira makes a very, very hot dude.
Where am I getting hit from? Fuck.
Who the fuck? How the fuck?
Where the fuck? Fuck.
Go down, Moira. Goodbye.
Whee! Get launched.
Get fucked. Y'all can kindly get bent. But since we're talking about Jesse, I'm just gonna go ahead and nope, not fan art. I'm mad that that's the first thing that comes up on my phone when I start typing Jesse McCree is Jesse McCree fan art. That should tell y'all something. Story. So Jesse actually grew up, according to his bio, he grew up on a farm in Texas, which is why he's a Southern gentleman. He had a chance encounter with Elizabeth Ash.
Elizabeth Calamity Ash, yes.
I love her middle name.
I think it's a self-imposed middle name, kind of like a nickname.
I don't
But I
even
do
give a
love it.
shit. Like, it's fucking badass and highly accurate.
Oh shit.
Chance encounter. The two committed an impromptu string of crimes with two others and then formed the Deadlock Gang together. Now, Jesse did originally use Ash in order to form the Deadlock Gang, and word for word told her, we never would have worked out because you're too rich. So that's always funny for me. For one reason and one reason only. My OC that I have that gets with Jesse is actually richer than Ash ever was. She is Gabe's younger sister, and their parents owned a software design and development company. And they're both like first generation Mexican American. And their dad just kind of worked his way up and built this company from the ground up and are rich as fuck. Also, he had ties to gang members, which is partially how he was able to build this company from the ground up, which ended up getting him killed. But that's another story for another time. So the fact that Jesse is actually told Ash, you're too rich for me, is just hilarious to me because he's like, you're too rich for me, looks at my character, maybe not. But that's a side tangent for another day. Let's see. As a young man, McCree made a name for himself as a member of the Deadlock Gang until his fateful encounter with one Gabriel Reyes. Do we actually have confirmation what Gabe's entire name is? Because we all know that he's got to have at least one middle name.
That'd be funny if it was Michael. Gabriel Michael Reyes. So you go like, your mom was very religious, wasn't she? Shut up.
Because my girl's full name is
Oh, shit.
Willow Willow Rosa. I don't even think I can remember her entire middle name. It's so fucking, or her entire name. It's so fucking long.
I think we should
Willow
keep OCs
Elena
out of this
Rose. I think it's Willow Elena Rosa Reyes.
I still have use for you.
Do they know about your OC for your...
Probably not.
They do now.
Yeah. I have not posted any parts of that story yet, but if y'all are curious, I will do a breakdown of it later on a different video. But now it is bothering me, and I am going to actually look up her full name while we're waiting, because I, of course, have it saved on my Google Docs. To catch a killer. Google Drive, fanfiction.
Yeah.
Overwatch. Willow Rosalinda Elena Reyes is her full name. It has only been used once in its entirety, and that was when she and Gabe were speaking to each other in Spanish during Gabe's class. Oh yeah, my story is an AU of the Omnic Crisis never happening. Therefore, Gabe never went into the military, and he is a college professor of history and Spanish. And he teaches like the advanced Spanish classes, like the intermediate and advanced Spanish classes, and Willow has to have a language requirement for her major, which is business and software development. Or business and programming she's double majoring. And she tried to test out of it considering Spanish. She grew up bilingual with Spanish and English because, obviously. And they said no, but she tested out of all like the prereq classes, so they let her have that at least. So her very first Spanish class, she took her brother's class. And they both have to remember not to use slang in class, and it's hilarious. But she got mad at him, and she was speaking to him in like native Mexican Spanish with like all the slang and everything, and speaking super fast, so no one else in the class could understand what they were saying. Because y'all know when the native Spanish speakers go, you're just kind of like, what are they saying? And he full names her because of like she was pissed at Jesse and a little bit at him, and he full names her, and the entire class just kind of looks and it's like, or the people that were in the class just kind of looked like, I have no idea what's going on. And then one girl accused her of dating Gabe, of dating her brother. And she got so pissed, she forgot how to English. So she spent the rest of, Spanish class speaking Spanish, obviously, went to her English class, like her literature class, where she didn't have to speak at all, went to meet up with Jesse for their group project afterwards, and was speaking Spanglish because she still had yet to speak English since this chick pissed her off. Also, when this chick pissed her off, she just started yelling at her in Spanish. So that was entertaining. And the girl had no idea what she was saying because there was a lot of slang. And when you're angry, how you tend to speak faster. Yeah, that happened. And she was already speaking fast to begin with, so... yeah. It was entertaining. Come here, Doomfist. Come here, Doomfist. Fuck you, Doomfist. Fuck you. But yeah, that's a basic like overview. It's an AU. It's also an ABO AU, so it's like a double. And I will eventually be writing one following the actual storyline of Overwatch eventually. Just that's gonna be a while. Oh, and I haven't told Rivera, so during like the actual storyline, Willow actually almost joins Talon because of brainwashed Gabe. When Overwatch falls and she and Jesse go into hiding, well, Jesse starts becoming like a, you know, the for hire, doing his mercenary bullshit. So she's at home and she's still trying to, you know, run her company and everything. And Gabe comes in and she's like, oh my god, you're alive, blah blah, you know, it's her brother. And he almost convinces her to join Talon. Whoop. Yeah, you are, Diva. You go, girl. But, yeah.
I like how the fact you're going to talk about what characters we liked and like their lore, and then we got into fanfic.
Yeah, it just turned into an OC breakdown. So, well, that's all for today, guys. Peace out. Have a great day.